Hello and welcome to All For United with me, John Foster, MUFC. Full house tonight. Manchester United 2, Everton 0, match reaction show. How are we all feeling?
Buzzing. Easy work. Simple. What more can you say?
I'd say professional. I think we got the job done in the first half. Then I wouldn't say sat back. I think Everton obviously worked harder. They figured a few things out, looked more dangerous after the subs. But generally, I just think that we did what we had to do in the first half and then defended well in the second half. Welcome to Gareth making his debut on the show today. Thank you for joining us.
Sorry about the air.
The banter before the show. Oh dear. Okay. Got a lot to talk about today, guys. Obviously, the match reaction show. We want to talk a bit about Tobin Heath. We've got our competition as well with Football Town that's going on every show. So even though I might not talk about it as much, the competition's still there. We need to get 15 likes before the halfway mark, and then Ben's got a question for us where 5 people will be put into a prize draw just like last time. So plenty to talk about there. And I also want to see Amber's reaction to Christian Press getting a goal. I want to see Natalie's reaction to Owen. I think on Twitter, Owen was basically everyone's player of the match. I want to know Matt's reaction to Tooney out wide again, another goal again. So lots to talk about, and obviously you guys in the comments as well. So let's make a start. Nat, what's your summary of the game?
Me, yeah. Like you said, professional, easy. But it was easy. I see there John Frank saying it's the best team performance. It was simple. Yeah, I wouldn't say we sat back, but we just sort of controlled it out. Everton never really challenged us, didn't cause much trouble. It was nice. It was, defenders getting the balls away, and I just think they've learned from the defeat that they've had. They'll know that they just need to keep going, believe in themselves. I mean, some of the attacking play at the start was really good. Even in the second half, it was really good still. It just looked like we were just always in control, never in doubt. Lehman came on, did bits, but it was never in doubt. Like I said, on a player of the match. You can say it to Amy T, you can say it to the press, you can say it for the whole team. It's like a training game in the end. It was just bang, 2-0. Thank you. Yep, we're going home with the 3 points. Too cold out here to be doing anything else. Let's go home. Beat Willie yet again. Happy days.
Yeah. Gareth, let's bring you in. What do you think it was as comfortable as it looked, or what we all thought on that game?
Yeah, I think so. I think we won the game in the first half. Got them 2 goals. So that goal relatively close to half time, I think, settled everything down. And then the second half was just about managing the game properly, defended well. We had spells where we were really good going forward in the second half, but we didn't need to get that 3rd goal. As much as it would have been nice to do that, the important thing was keeping a clean sheet, defending well. They tried to switch things up, bringing Lehman on, who looked a bit more threatening than Rasso did. They switched her as well to the other flank to try and create a bit more, but we just defended well, sat back a bit more than we usually do, and just saw the game out. Like I think we've said it, didn't we, that it was pretty professional.
Yeah, Matt, regarding Lehman and I forgot what I was going to say.
Jill Scott.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say that wing. We seemed to have it on lockdown even when the subs were made. It seemed like that we just had full control of it, even though they were making some nice overlapping runs. The actual crosses into the box, we could let them have the crosses and we still cleared it then. So to me, it was only like the last 5 or 10 minutes where there really was throwing caution to the wind, where maybe they could see that goal. But do you think that we looked solid at the back there, Matt?
Yeah, I think we've all sort of touched on it in the comments as well. Overall a good performance. I think, like you say, obviously they were able to bring on Lehman and they brought on Claire Emsley as well. She's pretty quick, similar to Lehman, quite direct. But I think, we coped with it well. And overall, a couple of substitutes as well to kind of liven us up and bring in, some fresh energy. And I think, we coped with pretty much everything they threw at us. I think Mary had 1 save from Jill Scott to make. Barring that, I'd say wasn't really troubled. But whole team today, good solid performance. And you know, we let our sort of talking on the pitch kind of, shall we say, dictate and talk about and link in with the game, because obviously all the build-up was talk about will it go on and things like that, and you know what it's like when we all get going, bit of banter thrown in there as well. But no, it was good.
A comment on the screen, Katie Zellum, boss of the midfield. What I liked a lot about Katie Zellum today, especially in the first half, is just her touch on the ball. It's like the first touch and a movement on the ball just to open her body up to pick out a few passes. It just looked intricate, but she made it look easy. And just a few little things like that I thought really just helped fizz the ball around. I'm going to come to Amber last. I know everyone's probably waited to hear what Amber's got to say about press. I'm not too sure if your camera's working, Amber. So can you still hear me, Amber? Yeah, she is there. But I'm going to come to Ben first. What were your thoughts on the game, mate?
Decent game, mate. Decent game. I was a bit disappointed in Everton, to be honest with you. I thought they'd have come out as a little bit more than what they did. Fair play, second half they came out as a bit more than the first half. But I thought Willie Kirk got his team. I think he's got his team selection a little bit. You know, it didn't seem like the Everton that I was expecting to come out and press us quite high, presses getting in our faces, especially first half. They look absolutely shambolic, to be honest with you. But it's just good in-game management from us, especially in the second half where we weren't having things our own way all the time, but we was just, you know, we soaked up the pressure. That we defended very, very well. Mary Oates pulled up an absolute worthy of a save, by the way. I'm surprised Matt didn't actually say it was a word of a save, but I thought it was a word of a save anyway. Especially the question marks of some people giving her, you know, I thought that was a top save, especially with Jill Scott that was heading in, and I was just really good game management. I think from United overall. I think we bossed their midfield, especially first half, because I think it was Griffiths they said on Twitter that the midfield battles where it's going to be won. And I think we absolutely bossed that midfield first half. The second half, fair enough, they came back to it a little bit, but you was always going to expect that from Everton. You know, from Willie Kirk, who's probably gone out there and said, look, just give me what you've got, you know. But I'm just fully impressed with that in-game management more than anything.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much what I tweeted out as well. Just like that second half, just saw the game out, didn't we? We didn't try and overdo it or anything.
Loving these comments.
Yeah, I'm going to put a few up. We've got quite a few coming in. So thank you for joining us on a Sunday night. A lot of familiar names. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate the days sometimes change, Sunday and Monday. We just work around the men's team. So if the men's team are playing on a Sunday, then we'll be on the Monday. If the team plays on the Saturday, then we'll have to be on the Sunday. So thank you for staying loyal. I really appreciate that. Amber, talk to me about Kristen Press. What do you think of her performance today?
I thought it was the best performance she's had in United so far. You know, you watch the men's game and you watch Cavani, you watch how he puts pressure on the goalkeeper, how he puts pressure on the fullbacks, the defenders. I think that today she chased down every ball, she pressured defenders, she topped the player halfway through Liverpool to get the ball to have a shot at goal. You know, I think it was the best she's had. And hopefully next weekend she can build on that.
Yeah. Do you see her playing again? Do you see her now playing herself into form and keep on getting regular game time? Because even though I'm happy for LJ to start, for me, I think both one of them needs to get a regular run of games. That's the way I look at it. I don't care which one it is. If it's LJ, Press, I just think to kind of get the best out of them now, I'd like to see like a more of a settled front three, I guess. Can you see Press playing pretty much every game now if her form stays there?
If the form stays there and if her fitness stays there, then definitely. But you can't miss out LJ because of how good she is anyway. On the bench or starting, it'll be a battle between them, and it's a good battle as well because it gets the start, and it's better for United to have the informed person starting. So it'd be a good battle. That's what you need up front, competition. That's what we've been lacking for the last year or so is competition. And now they'll both be battling against each other. And LJ is learning from one of the best strikers in the world. And then you've got Russo coming back in a couple of weeks. So you've got them three fighting all for one place. So it's going to be a good season striker-wise for us, I reckon. As long as they all stay fit and as long as they all stay in form.
And Jess coming on today as well, ahead of LJ. Jess was on first, okay, different position, out wide. But again, it just shows that strength in depth. Everyone's available, aren't they? Hansen as well. Was anyone surprised about Tooney starting out wide instead of Hansen? Because obviously Tooney's got to play, in my opinion, Tooney's got to play. And if she's not going to play in the centre, then surely she's got to play out wide. Shall I bring that one to you, Nat?
Yeah, I like Tooney on the wing. I think she's good there. I like her in number 10 as well. But like you say, I think Tooney's always got to start now. She's putting herself in and amongst it to, you know, not undroppable, but, you know, at that level, like first name on the team sheet kind of level. And like what was said before about Zellum, I thought she was really good in the midfield. So, you know, I like that Zellum, Jackie, Lad, and then Tooney obviously on the wing because Toby's not there. And then even when Jess came on, Tooney went back into the 10. So she was still doing a movement, playing a game there. I'm just going to touch on a little thing, go off the cuff, John, but I think this game just shows for me that we're of a level now. You know, we're of the level of the top teams. We're of the level of, you know, Arsenal, City, Chelsea. We're at that level where they always won games against every side. And I mean, I don't know if it's on here or somewhere else, but I said, you know, I can see us going unbeaten now to the end. And for me, why not? You know, City are probably the most informed team, but we can easily beat Arsenal, in my opinion. We've done it before, we can do it again. And then, obviously, for me, City will be the hardest game. Reading's going to be a tough game as well next weekend. But, you know, Reading, West Ham, Everton, these are teams that we should beat all the time. And for me, that was so comfortable. It just shows that we are all getting together. We're getting on that click. And like what Amber says, you know, is it going to be Press? Is it going to be LJ? Is it going to be Russo? We've got all these options now. I'm just excited to see what the rest of the season looks like for us.
I think with that as well, okay, we've got the odd injury here and there. I appreciate that. And we'll talk a bit about Tobin in the second half of the show. But I think the good thing is, because there is like a week between games and we're not in Europe and, you know, edge of the Conti Cup, we're not forced to make changes either. So like fatigue shouldn't really be settled in either. Whereas obviously Chelsea will have more games to play, and there is a build up there of games, and maybe that will go into our favour. Matt. So, I was going to come to Matt and then the door open. Matt, talk to us, Matt, about the midfield. Is that like a midfield three that you would stick with now with Tooney out wide, just in the meantime?
I mean, there's certainly options, isn't there? You know, I was looking at sort of comments at full time, and you know, people sort of mentioned about they didn't like Tooney wide, and you know, it's giving others a chance while Press is injured. Heath's injured. But I think for me, there's also options in that we can bring Hansen in as well. You know, if we keep Tooney in the middle and Hansen can come in and the competition in the middle, or if Hansen's not starting, you know, I think we've got sort of competition all over in midfield. And I think the good thing is that even though we're missing a key player, we can still adapt. And there's somebody like Tooney that can sort of go wide or play centrally. Again, same with Jess. Jess we've seen on the right and also up top as well. But I think, yeah, just a nice balance throughout the team. I think in previous years we might have struggled, but I think with having so many options now and a bit of a bigger squad, you know, I mean, you saw from the goal, another well-timed run from Tooney. We've seen her do it in the middle, and obviously she can do it wide. So I think for me, there's lots of options now. I think obviously a tough game ready next week. Again, it'd be interesting to see if we stick with the same team or whether we maybe change it up either out wide or in the middle and kind of go for a bit more of a physical battle. Maybe throw Hansen in there.
I can't see why not. Like I said at the start of the show, I think Hansen always adds that balance. But you're not going to take Tooney out, are you? So I think since Katie Zellum's come back since Christmas, she obviously deserves to keep her spot. So I think it's just a case of waiting for someone to kind of come out of form before anybody else gets in form, because there's still so many players that deserve the chance. You know, you can say the same about up front as well. There's so many players that deserve a chance up front. But while everyone's playing well, then why disrupt something that's going really well. Anyway, what's your thoughts on that midfield today? Because it was really a midfield battle, wasn't it?
Yeah, midfield was quality for me, man. It's just like Matt said, they've got players that are interchangeable with each other. You know what I mean? The good thing about United, we're not predictable. In a way, you kind of know what Casey and Bobby are going for, but should always chuck that in there, keep the options in. That's what I like about this team. The forward position from the midfield to the front line, everybody's like interchangeable with each other, and nobody looks out of place either. They all look comfortable in what Casey's asked them to do, or what the coaching team have asked them to go out and do. They look. The midfield thing today was brilliant because I was feeling a little, like Gareth pointed out, I think I saw it Gareth on Twitter the day before, was like, that midfield battle's key. And I didn't think of it till the other day. I was like, yeah, you could be right, actually, because they've got some decent-ish players in there. But I think the midfield, whether it'll be central midfield or whether it be out wide on the wings, we've got great strength in depth there. You know what I mean? No player, if somebody comes out the team and replaced by another one, whether it be for injury or whether it be to freshen up the lineup, there's no worse player to come in. They all bring a different something to that team, and they're all hit it straight off. No one's out there a bit cold, a bit nervous, a bit off pace. Everybody's straight on the pace, straight on the game, and I just think it's testament to the hard work that Casey Stoney's put in to build up the side that she's built up, especially in the minute we've got unbelievable options. And long may it continue, and hopefully we'll get a few more back line as well, and that'll bolster that up in the summer, in the future windows. That'll bolster that up, and then we look on. I think we give anybody a run for their money, especially them. I know Nat said City are now starting to purr a little bit now, and Chelsea keep on winning. Chelsea with Champions League football and a lot of rest in the rotation to do. It's going to be interesting to see how they handle a few in the week. I just think we're in a very, very good position, really, really good position, and we are there to pounce if they start dropping points. We're there to pounce on City. If they start dropping points, we pull further away from them. Reading's going to be the key game. We got Reading next, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Reading next. That's going to be the key game because Reading is sometimes a bit of a bogey side for us. So we get through Reading, man, get a top job done there, and I think we're on our way.
Gareth,
yeah, I've renewed my passport. I'm trying to show you, but I don't know where it
is. Mine's upstairs. I need to bring it down because I am going to flash it to the screen. I was thinking if we win the City game, I'm definitely going to be flashing that to the screen because that to me is just a dead cert. If we win that City game, if we win Reading, win City, then yeah, I'm all in. Then definitely European places. Gareth, I haven't really heard. Obviously, we haven't spoken on the show before, so I was just wondering what your thoughts are on not just this game, but for the whole season regarding the likes of Ladd, Zellum, Groningen, and Tooney, just in that midfield. How well they've all done?
Yeah, I think they've all done really well. I think we've got that versatility now, where in games like today, where that battle in midfield is going to be so important, you want two deeper players. So you want the Ladd and the Zellum playing together. In games where teams are more likely to sit back and let you come onto them, I think that's when it works. Having Tooney in the centre instead of Zellum, having those sort of Tooney and Groningen together, who are more likely to get the ball and drive it forward. Zellum's passing range is she showed today the range that she has, but against teams where they sit back, that's kind of nullified because there's not as much spacing behind. So I think we've got them options now, where if there's a really important midfield battle, we can have those players that are sitting deep. We've also got those players who can get the ball and make things happen going forward as well when teams are going to sit back like Birmingham did the other week.
So that's a good point. I mean, and that's a good thing there. We have got those options in midfield where we can completely swap it around depending on how the game's going and who we're against. And that's a good point. Nat, talk to me about the goals. So Leah Goldson, obviously, with the first one, who not scoring, but running down the wing, crossing it in. A couple of minutes before the goal, she'd done exactly the same, looking really dangerous. This time it was 2-0 on the end of it. Could have been anyone else. Just talk to me about those two players. The way that Galton really creates that dangerous play and whipping the ball in, and Tooney always there just to get the goal.
That's why I like Tooney on the wing, because she's coming in. She comes into the centre and she's getting on the edge. She's like at the opposition, like at the right cross, at the right post, if you know what I mean, to just get in on the end of it. And she busts a gut to get in, and that's what I like about her. But obviously everyone knows about Leah. I wouldn't say it was just a solid performance from Leah. Like usually, Leah's the one who gets that first goal, pass it to Leah. She's gonna turn them inside out and score. But she didn't get a goal today. I think it would probably go down as an assist, that, because the keeper fumbled it. So I don't know. I'm not very good at all this stats and stuff, but. If it goes down as a Leah's assist, good. But even if it doesn't, it doesn't matter for me. I just think it was a solid professional from everyone. And I think, I know it's like going across the screen, and I know we're probably going to talk about it, but her and Honor, man, just different gravy on that left. And, well, Honor was on the right, wasn't she? Oh, I don't even know. But just different gravy. All the fullbacks. Even Smithy, I thought she had a great game as well. And, she was bombing forward. Fullback was bombing forward, interlinking with each other, the wingers. So I just think that is, we had Rahul on, and he talked about wing play, and you just see it with both them two players.
Yeah, we'll come back onto that left-hand side, because potentially, I know Owen has been brought in for that right-hand side, but we'll come back to Owen and Leah Galton on that left-hand side soon. I just want to hear everyone's opinion on the goals first, and how well you thought that they took the goals. Amber, come back to yourself regarding both goals, Tooney's and Press's goals. What were your thoughts on those?
Me again.
Well, with Tooney's goal, Tooney showed Rashford how to finish. The goal that Tooney scored was what Rashford missed yesterday, wasn't it?
Well, Rashford had a few extra players around him, but I agree.
So it was a great finish. I think the goalkeeper was.
It was a good finish. The fact is,
I think the goalkeeper was so. I think our streams are a bit wrong.
Yeah, it's okay. Carry on, Amber.
Yeah, I think the goalkeeper was so adamant to prevent Press from scoring, because it was going to be a tapping for, wasn't it? That she just palmed it straight to Tooney, and Tooney just does what she does best and sticks it in the back of the net. And then with the second goal, it was a good ball straight to Press. I thought she was offside. Good composure with a defender right behind her to slot it right past the keeper. That's the typical Kristen Press goal. And you should have heard my house when Press scored, because my Charlie's a massive Press fan as well because of me. And we screamed the house down. My mum came running downstairs.
Amber, what did you think about the other Press chances? Because she did have a few chances before that goal as well, didn't she? Do you think maybe like she could have walked away with more than one goal today?
She should have walked away with that today. She should have got a hat trick. The one where she just kind of pushed the Everton defender to the Liverpool heart past her, tapped it straight to the goalkeeper. She should have done better with that. Either tried to pull it across to another player or power in her left foot. And then the other one that I think it went to the goalkeeper. She kind of tried to curl it on her left foot. At least, try and jump for it, But she did score, so that's probably good, especially and gave her a hug afterwards.
Yeah.
So hopefully that Spurs are on against Reading.
Matt, I'm going to come back to you. Obviously, Amber just a little bit fragmented, so with the audio at the moment. The goals, so obviously, Press could have scored more, but obviously we was happy with one, and also Press after the game looked really happy. She was smiling. I don't know if you saw it, but on the seats, the camera went to her. Everyone was like happy with her. She was smiling. When she scored the goal, everyone ran up to her, especially Millie Turner, as always, the first one on the scene to congratulate the goal scorer. What do you think about those two goals? Because to me, it seemed like completely different to last week's goals, where I was kind of crying out for the team to get easier chances. I was saying that it was making it. I thought last week we was making it a little bit too hard for ourselves. We were shooting from outside the box, and that's the kind of point I was trying to make last week. Whereas this week, we seem to have a bit more fun in front of goal, and the chances were a bit more easier. Is that the kind of way that you kind of saw it, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the difference to last week is I think we knew Birmingham were going to sit back. Obviously, Everton are a little bit better, and we probably anticipated it would be more open just based on obviously the players they've got that are, like I say, a bit better than Birmingham. I think overall, I think it just allowed us to kind of, change it up a little bit, try different things. I think obviously, we've seen Leah time and time again tearing down the left, sending a ball, and actually thought Press was going to score myself. Obviously, it fell to Tooney again, another well-timed run. Nat talked about it before, and, spot on. I think we've seen it from her time and time again. And I think what's she on now? 6 goals, 3 assists. So she's getting better, every week. And like we talked about with Rahul 2 weeks ago, she's becoming pretty much vital in that midfield now, alongside obviously Jackie and Hayley. And then Press, I'll do a confidence, absolute wonders. I think, we talked about, or Amber alluded to, offside. I think actually what I saw was I think she came back from an offside position. I mean, I saw her looking across the line, and she sort of held herself and then came back onside, which is brilliant. That's what we want to see. And then fantastic ball from Hayley, right in between both centre halves, and then brilliant finish from Press. She held off. Was it 1-2 defenders? Just slotted it past the keeper, and I think that's an okay. Yes, she should have got more, but I think get one build in, like we've talked about for the past few weeks, haven't we? With Press, she just needs a bit of consistency, the supply to be right, and a run of games. And I think like I said, Hayley, again, what's that, 3rd, 4th assist this season from a defensive midfielder? Again, can't knock it. Fantastic. She got the service, and we looked a different proposition today. Overall, very pleasing. Like I say, we expected it to be different from Birmingham. We didn't quite know what we'd get in terms of sort of their finishing with this fully fit squad that they were desperate to get on the pitch. That was a bit of a letdown, but hey-ho, we move on, and thanks for the 3 point.
Gareth, just your thoughts on the goals, but also, at any point in the build-up to this, did you think that this was like a potential banana skin for us, or was you always confident that we was going to pick up a good result today?
I thought we'd win. I thought that, like I said on Twitter, that I thought the key was going to be the midfield, and we just didn't really let Scott and Christensen play. And so, it was more comfortable than I thought it would be. I thought they would have created more opportunities than they did. But on our goals, both of them came from Leah on that left-hand side, cutting into the box. I think we've shown that our wing play is best when those wide players take the ball and cut inside and get into the box themselves, because it just seems to create more opportunities and more chances. So, I think both of them came from Leah causing problems, and having shot from cutting inside from that left wing. Tooney's was a great finish, and Press, like Matt said, to time the run and then to hold off 2 midfielders and calmly finish, it just showed that she is a top class player.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more on that one. I'm really glad that she scored as well. Full of confidence. I've seen it in the comments there. Everyone's talking about Press's confidence. She might not have even been lacking confidence, but obviously from our point of view, it looked like maybe she was. She might have just got unlucky in other games. She may not have been fully fit in other games. She may not be match ready, so to speak, because she hasn't had that much game time. But either way, I was really happy that she got that goal. And I actually tweeted out at half time. I could see her getting another goal, but she only stayed on for those extra 15 minutes. Gareth mentioned wing play there. Obviously, that's typical United, but also I know how much of a big fan you are of our wingers. So, QU, Leah Galton's performance today, setting up some goals and really getting amongst their defenders.
Bit of a strong performance from Leah, wasn't it? It's what you expect from her now. A solid performance is what you expect week in, week out from her now. Their first goal, man, I thought she was going to rifle it into the top corner. But obviously, their goalkeeper, by the way, has to take some credit for this, because she made an absolute cock up of that. She could either caught it or had a stronger wrist to push it out a bit further. But it's testament to the shot. it's also a testament that Leah Gold also, whenever she's on the ball, she drags people towards her. She magnetises people towards her because they know she sees the danger. You know, and it leaves that sort of space middle for your runners. And I think, and I agree. I like tuning from the right hand side now because, like we said, I think God knows when the first time I did my first show months ago, when I said about Ella Toon and the way that she perfectly timed her runs from the central of midfield, but I think she times it even better from the right hand side. I think it works for United. Whatever we do, I hope we keep Ella on the right, Galton on the left, and if you swap it out, you swap out every now and then. But I just think that's what happened with the first goal. Was that the fact was that both our wingers were on it. They were like, one was down, one had the ball at her feet, driving at the full-backs, driving at the defence, magnetised defenders close to her, and Ella Toon, absolutely perfection timing to get in there and to slot her away. I think the goalkeeper probably looks at herself and says, I should have done better with that. But hey, our gain. And the second goal, as you said, it was absolutely perfect time to hold the line there, to hold that offside. You know, Andy Gray were borderline offside there, but you know she held the run. And the ball from Hayley Ladd, what a ball that is, by the way. That was I have a needle past that. That was quality ball that into her. Mate, should we had a couple of more goals? Yeah, we should have done. But the main thing is we've got a couple of goals. We've got the 3 points. We're out there. Willie Kirk's crying. You know, I'm surprised he didn't get the game call off because a little bit of ice froze nice inside the pitch. Surprised he didn't go health and safety referee. But we sent him home crying, and that's all I care about. 3 points in the bag. We keep level with Chelsea on points. Get the pressure up on them. Can't ask for any more than that, can you?
100%, mate. 100%. Natalie, let's come to you then. Arnold and Galton on that left-hand side. First of all, I know that Ona should be on that right-hand side, people say, but for me, I don't really see a difference because, well, you guys might look into a bit more detail than myself, but it doesn't matter who's on the left or who's on the right. Percy Smith's going to be on the opposite side anyway. That's the way it's looking. Unless if she's out, then maybe Ivy Turner on the right. So I get that. But generally, if we keep Arnold and Galton on that left-hand side, two real attacking-minded players who graft getting back as well, is that the strongest left-hand side in the WSL? And you can all have our thoughts on that because you guys know the WSL more than myself. But Natalie, let's start off with yourself. It'll take a lot to beat that.
I know it as well as you, John. Like, I know the WSL as well as you. Maybe these other guys might know it a bit more, but on a battle, however you say her surname, she is the best fullback in this league, period. Whether she's on the right, whether she's on the left. You know, I remember when she was coming in, there was talk, oh, can she do it? Can she do it? Listen, she is an absolute superstar. And, you know, Leah Galton is the best left winger. And then Honor's the best fullback. So obviously it's good to have them two linking up, assisting each other. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Words can't even describe how good it was. I mean, them two, they were just, you know, Rasso. I was worried. I mean, even when that Lehman came on, you know, there was chances, this, that, but it was just bang, bang. No one was getting past Botto. And then even if they didn't make a cross, she would like deflect it, and you know, it was easy. It was then trickle into Mary's arms. You know, they stuck. They tried to, you know, bully her, I think. I mean, to be honest, for me, like I said, she's the best fullback, so I don't know why they tried it on her and didn't try it on Smithy. But Smithy has been great as well, so they had didn't know what to do against her because, like you said, she is small and they probably think, you know, she's not used to the WSL, but she's just showing masterclass every time that she performs. Even that game against City, they did have her a bit in the first half, but she came back out stronger, played even better. So for me, if that's what Casey wants to do, then two on the left, let's do it. If she wants to put Honor on the right, let's do it. It doesn't matter where Honor plays. She is hands down, you know, for me, she's one of the signs of the summer. And I know we got the Americans, I know we got Russo, but Honor, just no one was expecting it from her, and she's just absolutely smashing it. I'm so proud. And I know, like, there's different people that tune in, but the whole of Spain is proud as well, because, like you say, if you just see on Twitter the way that everyone speaks about it, everyone raves about her, and people in Spain are proud that, you know, that's a little girl from wherever she's from, and she's just smashing it for the biggest club in the world, and it's just great to see. And give her that 5-year extension now, mate. She's absolutely quality.
She is, and next on Thursday, Nat, we've got Emma on the show. Emma's from Man City, fancast, cracking podcast. You should really check it out if you want to learn about Man City or hear someone who's got the head screwed on. Listen to Emma, because she is probably the best thing about Man City's women's team. To be honest, the fans, that one particular fan anyway. But next show we will be coming up with like a combined 11, like who would we put, who's the best left back, who's the best left winger. It's going to be very awkward to get a lot of Man City players in there because, well, I'm not going to give anything away, but I'm pretty sure who me and that's going to be choosing on that left-hand side. It's going to be very hard for her to fight her corner with the players that we've got. So looking forward to that. I can see a few the time's ticking on, so we will just skip through a little bit quicker. Sorry. Player of the matches. Let's start off with yourself, Amber. It was your player of the match today.
I would have gone for either Amy T or Ona. I think Ona and Leah on that left wing. You couldn't get anything going on their right hand side. Russell was so poor. So poor again because she just shut everything down. As soon as the ball went anywhere near her, she shut it down completely. I think she's really underrated as well. But Amy T as well, she was throwing her body at everything. Ball came in over the top, her head was knocking it away. You know, a player coming in with the ball, she's knocking it away. So I would say either Ona or Amy T for me.
Ona's got it in the comments. Matt, have it yourself.
Yeah, I'd agree with the comments. Ona actually tweeted on the All for United's women page, actually. That Ona was my player of the match. I think we pocketed two of their better players. So if you haven't seen that and you want a bit of banter, because I believe we've had a few salty Everton fans tuning in this evening, then yeah, go and have a look. But for me, Ona solid, you know, kept Rasso quiet, Chuck Lehman on, kept her quiet, you know. She got kicked God knows how many times around Walton Hall Park. Probably need to repair the pitch now, so that's another excuse from next week. But yeah, fantastic. Again, you know, I think she's been consistently, like Nat said, consistently good. There was sort of question marks at the start. You know, would she handle it? I think over Christmas we heard her talk about how much running she does, and I think that's a credit to her that she's, you know, worked on her fitness and kind of maintained those levels every week. Because it's not easy going up and down. But I think, you know, one thing she did today well was she held. She was maybe not as much going forward as she usually does, but listen, that doesn't matter, you know, because at the end of the day, she's done a job. But it was good to see her, you know, get involved with them battles. And like I say, despite being kicked about everywhere, she still put in a solid performance and was, part of a very good defensive line today.
Yeah, it's hard to not say Ona, isn't it? There are other options. I thought Tooney did really well again today. I know Galton didn't get a goal, but she can't score every game. I think she done really well. I think what I liked about Galton today is we didn't just see the dribbler. We saw her runs up, like when the ball goes over the top and she actually runs onto the ball. That's just another way of being dangerous for her, isn't it? She's dangerous on the ball. She's dangerous off the ball. She's just dangerous all over. But yeah, I would say Ona myself. Gareth, your player of the match?
Yeah, I think I agree. I think I've been a little bit critical in the past of Ona getting forward and getting caught, being too high up the pitch. I think we saw against Chelsea there were times when she was too far forward, too attacking minded, and there were chances then in behind her. So I think today she got the balance spot on. She played a little bit deeper, sat back a little bit, still got forward, still supported Leah, but I think it was a much more measured performance. And I think it was her best performance in United shirt. You know, she got forward, contributed with the overlap, but also, you know, sat back a bit deeper and just completely stopped Rasso and Lehman from getting anything down that right hand side.
I think a lot of people said that on Twitter about having like a controlled performance. It wasn't just about her getting forward. We actually saw a lot of defensive duties today, and she did do really well. Ben, is it going to be a full house then? Is it going to be Ona all the way through, or are you going to throw somebody else in there?
I thought Amy T was solid again. You know, BT Sport gave them surprised about that actually, because BT Sport were constantly on like a broken record about Scott every 5 minutes. But I'd say Ona, mate. I can't pass Ona, mate. I think Kirsty Smith, as Natalie said, she had a really good game as well. Yeah, Ona, mate. Ona, all the way. Really, really impressed with her. Really, really impressed with her. Since she's come in, I think I said it the week. She surprised me the most because I didn't expect to, but absolutely quality again today. Can't pass Ona, me. Sorry, lad. Full house.
Full house then. Ona's got it. I think Ona's got it on social media. She's got it in the comments. All of us. Yeah, fantastic. She deserves that. Before we talk about Tobin Heath, and I'd like to hear a few of your guys' opinions on the transfer window. Was it a good one? Was it a bad one? Anything you would have done differently? Before we do that, it's competition time. So for those of you who are new to the channel, who haven't seen either our show or another show, All for United have currently got a competition going where they've teamed up with Football Town. Football Town has got a load of merchandise that's related to football. It's really good. Have a look on there. You've got a good choice of teams to have a look at. So we've got a competition called Winning is Easy. We've run this 3 times now. Well, this is the 3rd time. We've got to ask you a question. The first 5 people to get the correct answer will be put into a prize draw. And then when we reach 2,500 subscribers, one of those names will get pulled out of the hat and you'll win some merchandise. Simple as that. We're currently on 2.1 thousand. So when we get to 2.5, we'll do the draw. So if you could ask the question, please, Ben. And in the answers, if you can just put your Twitter handle, if you've got Twitter, just next to the answer. If not, don't worry. It's just a bit more awkward for us to find. So ideally, the answer followed by your Twitter handle, if you have it. Matt, do you mind keeping an eye out for a few names for me, please, mate?
Will do.
Go for it, Ben.
Right, nice and easy for me for my first ever time asking a question, but I'll know, everybody will know this anyway, against which team did Martha Harris score that famous penalty against? I have to do it. It would be rude not to ask that one.
So, yeah, it was in the first season. So I'll just tell the story while we get a few comments coming in. Matt, you just keep an eye out for the comments. It might come through in a few seconds' time. So, yeah, for those of you who don't know Ben and who don't know the story, Ben basically said that he would shave his beard if Martha Harris scored. And Martha got the penalty, got the goal, and Ben's beard disappeared. And you can find that video on the Barmy Army channel as well. So John Foy says he won't enter the competition tonight because he's already won it twice. More people are researching some of these because there's a couple of answers coming through. So well done to some of the loyal fans who know from the first season. Fair play to you. Let's move on. Let's talk about Tobin Heath. News broke this week that it's going to be longer than we expected. 10 to 12 weeks is looking. Natalie, obviously you heard it, kind of alerted us, and it was all on Twitter a few minutes after you mentioned it. What are your thoughts on that, Nat? Because for me, it's come as a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, I sort of think there was something. I think we all knew she was going to be out. It was just a case of how long, what it was that she had. Apparently, she had a boot on last week. And then obviously, you know, Casey came out on Friday and said the 10 to 12 weeks thing, which is like 3 months. She's going to miss City. She's going to miss Arsenal. Big games for us. These are the games that she would have come wanting to play. You know, she's already had impact in the games at home, and now these are the away games. It's gutting, isn't it? You know, Casey said she's a big player for us. We're going to miss her, but you know, she's there. She was there today. She's probably in amongst it. I wouldn't be surprised if she comes into training every day and, you know, watches them at the side. I sort of made a little joke. She's our new assistant manager, so she adds to us. Me and Ano, we had Emma on, didn't we? Emma Sanders, and she sort of broke it. But she sort of said she can see Tobin saying, and now I've listened to Kristen after, you know, her scoring and how happy she is. I can see them both staying, really. I think Champions League is guaranteed, and I can see them both staying. I mean, I can see us being 3 points off a title, maybe. I mean, hopefully, you know, Chelsea drop points, but for them to come in and us to be in fourth and then to get second like that, I can see them potentially next year, bang, right, let's do it. You know, both on form, both used to this team, both used to the WSL and what to expect from teams, and then let's go for the league next year. I mean, this year was always about being in the Champions League, and then next year, you know, they want to stick around with us. I'm sure Casey will keep them, and then, you know, it can be anything. But, you know, hopefully fans are back in towards the end of the season. I've heard, I'm not going to say it's definitely going to happen, but I've heard it might happen. You know, April, May, you might see fans in a little, like, you know, a couple of thousand maybe. And then if that's when Tobin's back, I mean, it would make it perfect if we come back when she comes back, you know. And sure, she would love it as well. But, you know, let's hope they're here next year and we're properly, you know, sitting top all season.
And I saw your face light up when Natalie said be back in the stadium when Tobin starts to coming back from her injury. Look, Tobin's like possibly being our player of the season. I think a lot of the fan base would say that she is. It's a big loss, but what are your thoughts now? What's going through your head as a massive Tobin and Kristen fan with her being out, such an influential player?
For about having like in beyond ever since she broke it, I think in 2013. So surprised that she's out for a long time, but with the greatest of respect, we've been without her for 3 games. We missed her against Chelsea. We didn't really miss her against Birmingham, and I don't think we missed her that much today. I think she has a presence off the field. And if you can get those players to think, right, Heath's injured, I need to start performing the way he's been performing. She's kind of set like this ceiling, this glass ceiling that other players have to break through now. So, and it's working because Leah Galton's been fantastic. Tooney on the wings been fantastic. Hansen, when she comes on, she's strong, she's physical, she's fast. Today, Jess Sigsworth, she was strong, she was fast. She tried to make things. And I think coming in to set that bar for the other players. And now that she's injured, they've all trying to. I want to kick Tobin Heath. If she stays next year, I want to kick Tobin Heath out of the squad. I want it to be my name instead of hers, you know. And I think she's given that confidence to the players. And hopefully we can go back to the stadium in a couple of weeks and we can all cheer the sidelines with our masks. Not allowed within 10 feet of the players, but we can all cheer for them so they know that we are supporting them. We do love them. We want them to stay the extra year. And we can get all soppy and cry when they leave.
I'm sure they'll already know that, Amber, how much the fans are dying to see them play. You mentioned something there that Stuart mentioned a few weeks ago from Sims 71, and I'll bring Matt in on this one about, even though Tobin's not played, of course she's missed, but there are other players there, isn't there? And what's your thoughts on that? Amber just mentioned we played 3 games without, and we still played really well. It sounds controversial saying that, but it's not really, because Tobin doesn't just bring the 90 minutes; she brings everything off the pitch, and we've still got that with her. But actually, those 90 minutes, we have got other players who can play on the wing, haven't we?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, like you said, Tobin obviously is out. It's something we've got to deal with. Injuries are part of the game, but I think a contribution from the sidelines and Kristen, you know, we've seen it in previous games where they've been chatting at half time, whether they've been playing injured or whatever. And I think, you know, it shouldn't be underestimated, that side of the game. I think, you know, she will be guiding those younger players through, and she's still got a role to play, obviously, despite, not being on the pitch. That said, it does give others a chance to kind of come in and show what they can do. At the minute, obviously, we've seen Tooney wide. We've yet to see sort of Hanson come in and maybe stake a claim. That could happen. Jess. So there are options, and I think, going forward, obviously, we've all touched on it. It's a big blow. But that said, like I said before, I still think, that Tobin will play a big game from the side, probably the same in training as well, like Nat touched on before. She's at training, sort of rehabbing, I'm sure she'll be out there giving advice. But fingers crossed it doesn't affect us too much. I think, we've done all right so far without her. I think going forward, now it's going to be interesting to see whether we sort of change the way we play against the bigger teams and the more physical teams, or whether we kind of stick with what we've got for me.
It'll be interesting to hear Gareth's opinion on Heath, because obviously we haven't spoken on the podcast. So, just how well do you think she's done with since joining with us, and how much do you think she'll be missed?
I think obviously she's going to be missed. She's a world-class player. You don't win everything that she's won. Multiple World Cups. Competitions pretty much everywhere. So obviously that's going to be missed. Obviously it's had a big impact. However, I think one of the most important things in football, full stop, is competition for places, because it just elevates everybody and it makes everybody else improve. We've seen that this season with Tooney. No one's going to say that they expected Tooney to be one of the most important players in the squad last summer, but now she is. And I think that's the main effect that Heath has had on the squad, is that she's lifted the quality. That level of quality has lifted everyone else around her. So, she's going to be missed on the pitch, but I think that she offers way more than just that 90 minutes on a Sunday. And everyone else has referred to it as well. She's going to be there at training. She's going to still be in and around the squad, and it's still going to be an important part of the match preparation. So, I think we'll miss her from whistle to whistle, but her impact is bigger than that. And will they stay? How likely are the Olympics to happen? If I can see them not going ahead. So if they don't go ahead, their aims are really Angel City, aren't they? With the NWSL, which doesn't come in until this kind of time next year. So I think there's openings for them to stay. It'll be interesting to see kind of what happens in the summer. But I think we all would love it if they did. But if they don't, the effect of them being here for 12 months is going to have lifted some of those fringe players now to really staking a claim regularly.
Ben, final thoughts of yourself regarding Tobin. What was your initial thoughts when you heard that she's going to be out for that long?
Gutting, mate. Absolutely gutting. She's a huge loss to ourselves, but as everybody's been saying, it's now chances for other players now to stake a claim for themselves now, to say, listen, when she comes back, is she going to walk back in this team? Am I going to be the one that's going to keep her out the team? Also, I agree with what everyone's touched upon. She's going to be a big presence in and around training and match days, but also in and around that dressing room. So if we come in, I don't know, we've had a rubbish first half, people heads are down a little bit. Can you imagine Tobin Heath being walking around? Say for example, Kirsty's a bit down. The head's gone a little bit. She comes and sits next to Kirsty and just to buoy her up a little bit. Just give them words of encouragement. I think it's really, really good that she's still in and around the team. Even though she's injured. Some players like to think, "Oh, I'm injured now. I'm going to stay away. I'm going to rehab. I'm going to rest my injury. I'm not going to be seen for a while." But I like it with players when they are injured. They're out injured. They're there, still part of the squad, still G'ing people up, still giving bits of advice out. Especially experienced world-class players like Tobin Heath. You might have not had the greatest day in training. You're like, oh, I'm not sure. I could have done this, could have done that. But then she could come, few words. Next thing you know, that player's all happy, all smiley again. Wow, Tobin Heath just giving me great advice and told me I'm an excellent player, and so forth and so forth. So I think even though it's a disappointment that she's out injured, I just think it's absolutely quality from Tobin herself that she's stuck in and around the squad. She could have easily stayed at home or whatever. I know there's not a lot of places you go during COVID. We're all locked down, but she could have easily stayed at home, trained at home, rested her injury. But the fact that she's still there on a match day with the team, still at training with the team, it just speaks volumes of her.
100%, Ben. Absolutely. 5 minutes left, so I just want to get everyone's thoughts regarding the transfer window. So transfer window is now over. Me and Nat and Matt covered that on transfer deadline day. Cracking show. Had over 275 views already. So if you haven't seen that one, go and check that one out, because the layout was a bit different of the show. We brought a few people in, so it was quite a good show. But Natalie, what your summary of the transfer window? Were you happy with it? Was there any surprises? Could we have done anything extra?
I think bringing Maria in was a surprise. I think Casey sort of saying, if there's someone out there, she said it just a couple of months, I think, before she said if someone's out there, and that way I knew she was going to do something. I think Abby leaving was a surprise, but like you said, Maria's in now. I'm happy. There was talk that, other players were going to leave. There was talk that some other players might come in. But I think, you don't want to bring in too many in January. And I mean, maybe that's what Willie's seen. Yeah, he's brought in quality players, but is it too many and is it upset the apple cart? Who knows? I think Maria, Abby out, Maria in. I know Lotta went as well, but, I think she's just doing everything, keeping people happy, but not sort of an overhaul or not bringing in 4 or 5, because it wasn't needed, in my opinion. Maria, we're yet to see her. Thought we were going to see her today. I'm sure we will see her soon. Maybe Reading, tough physical side. It might be a chance for Maria to play. But I'm happy with our window. I'm confident in what Casey's doing and what she's planning, and then just roll on the summer window, because that news about Bunny, that's just keeping me going till the end. And then obviously talk of Eva as well. So it's just onwards and upwards for the Reds.
Excellent. Amber, obviously we haven't spoken to you on the podcast since the transfer window. I know you've been tweeting a lot on our WFC account. But what were your thoughts on Lotta leaving and Abby leaving?
I think with the emergence now of owner on the left-hand side, I don't think there was a space for Lotta. She's a player that wants to go out and play. So I don't blame her for going, for leaving, because she wasn't going to get past owner. I think now with the partnership that owner and Galton have on the left-hand side, you could have one of the best left-backs in the world, and they're not going to break that. No. And then with Abby leaving, surprise, I didn't think she was a bad overall defender, and then she scores an own goal today. But she was a lifelong United fan. She used to go into a pub near mine and drink. Her and I think it was a dad who used to drink with my mum. So I knew she was a lifelong United fan. But it'll be a good signing for Spurs if she can keep her fitness up. It'll be a good signing for them. But with Maria coming in, Maria is a better defender. And at the moment, you can't break up Turner and Turner. So, transfer window 8 out of 10 for me. It was a good one.
Yeah, a lot more business got done than I thought, to be honest. I wasn't really expecting to see much. Obviously, the rumours about Lotta had been going around for about a month before then. So with Lotta going, then I can kind of understand that one. But I think the other two for me was probably a surprise. Matt, I know that we've spoken a lot on here about the transfers, but what would just be your summary on that one?
Yeah, I think, I'd agree with what Nat said before. I was surprised that Abby went, and obviously surprised that one came in, given the fact that we never normally sort of buy in January. But I think, it was one of them really, where there was rumoured as well, wasn't there, another forward that was linked with Tottenham, as we all know. I thought that might have happened, but obviously it didn't. And sort of like I touched on Thursday, really, I thought we might have maybe loaned 1 or 2 development players out. I know obviously now Rambo's back in training. I thought that might have opened an opportunity for Fran to maybe go back and get some minutes either at Blackburn or somewhere else. And obviously Birmingham are short, and we maybe could have looked to sort of utilise that. Because I'm not sure if the development leagues playing games. I know they're training, but again, just about giving them youngsters minutes. But yeah, happy with Maria coming in. As I said Thursday, played Champions League, won trophies with Chelsea, played in the WSL for the last 3-4 years. So good signing, happy overall. Like we've touched on, we didn't need to bring loads in. For me, it's more about summer, clear out 1, maybe 2 players, possibly 3, and then hopefully bring in a few as well for sort of competition for places for me.
Gareth, yourself on that one?
Yeah, not really anything else to add, really. Well, surprised that Abby went. I think we are now, John mentioned it in the comments, but I think we are a centre-half short. I think having 3 centre-backs is a precarious position, a red card, an injury, and you are pretty thin there. So I would have liked to bring Maria in and keep Abby there as well, but, she wants to play football. So I think it's a good move for her. I think probably a better move for Spurs than for us, because I think, like I said, we are that centre-back short. But I think the main thing with that move is just testament to how well Amy has stepped up and made that centre-half position her own, because prior to Abby taking some time, off and Amy stepping up, she was the right-back, and that position was a McManus and Turner partnership, and Amy stepped up and broke it.
You saying that there, it just makes me think about Thursday's show again, Natalie. If we're trying to do a combined 11, you've got arguably one of the best, in my opinion, at the moment. Amy Turner's probably on form, arguably the best centre-back in the WSL at the moment, and a lot of us consider Millie to be our best centre-back. So it's going to be very hard to split those up. I just want to finish up with Ben, just to hear your thoughts on the transfer window.
I don't think there was going to be too many movers and shakers, mate. I think traditionally United, for both men's and the women's side, we traditionally do all our business in the summer. As long as we do our business early, we lay down a marker, mate. That's all I really care about. Abby was the one that baffled me a little bit. But then again, is the Olympics going to go ahead? She wants to probably maybe stay claim for the Olympic team. I don't know. But regular football maybe do her the world of good, because she's not ousting the Turner partnership. That partnership's been rock solid since day one. All right, when Abby did come in, Casey sort of experimented with Abby in there and next to Millie and putting Amy out on right back and that. But for me, I think Amy's a far better centre half than she's a right back. And that Turner partnership's just a testament that I think this Maria, I'm not going to even say her second name, mate. But I reckon she's going to struggle getting this team as well, mate, to be fair, because that Turner partnership is rock solid. And the one thing that I don't like, if I was a goalkeeper, is my centre-half partnership has been solid all season to be messed around with too much. So whether Maria then goes out onto the either wing-back position, I don't know, mate. But I think, again, solid bit of business there from Casey Stoney, bringing in a very experienced player. Let's play Champions League football. We're aiming for that Champions League berth as a player, and then let's play Champions League football. You can't go wrong with it. You can't, But as Matt said, I'm surprised none of the devs have actually gone out on loan. I don't think they're playing, are they? I mean, Nat probably tell you a bit more about the devs, but I'm surprised. Just to keep Matt sharp and like Poppy Lawson and that, But anyway. It's been a decent one. Been a decent transfer window.
Yeah, at least it wasn't boring. At least it was absolutely nothing. Because I'm sure there's some teams out there, especially in the men's game, when you're a fan of the men's team and nothing happened, just a complete washout. At least something actually happened for us. And it's like I said on the other podcast a few days ago. She's not messing around, is she now, Casey Stoney? If she can do something, she's doing it in this window. She's not waiting to the summer. She's acted upon things now. So, credit, you've got to take your hat off to that one there. Natalie, final words with yourself regarding the next 2 games, Reading and Man City. I've already said it. If we win the next 2, I'm really there saying definitely got Europe. I'm holding off until then. I am holding off until then. But what are you thinking, Nat?
Yeah, onwards and upwards. I'm thinking let's go and beat him for the rest of the season. That's what I'm thinking. So I can't wait.
Awesome. Plan for the rest of the week, guys. So obviously Thursday we got Man City guests coming on, which I can't wait for. And then I believe it's next Sunday is our next match reaction show, because I think the men play on the Saturday. So please tune in. If you like this content, please put a thumbs up, share it, put comments in after the video as well, and then we'll respond to them there. Thank you very much, Gareth, for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was great. Thank you very much for having me.
No problem, mate. Thank you very much. And just see you all Thursday, and have a good week, and see you soon.